This story is set in Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire, or in a little village somewhere near Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire. And in that village there was a man who made his living as a dairyman, although dairyman was a bit of a grand title for what he did. He kept a couple of cows in a field that he borrowed from a friend, and twice a day he'd take his buckets, his pails, and go up to the field and he'd milk them there in the field. He didn't have a shed or anything like that, just a stool and 2 pails, and he'd milk the cows there, and carry the pails of milk back home on the yoke, and he'd sell them to a regular group of customers around the neighbourhood. To get to his field, he could have gone round the road and through a gate, but it was far quicker and easier to take a shortcut across another field and through a gap in the hedge, which is what he usually did. But one day, when he was going to this field, sitting in the gap in the hedge was a big black dog. And I mean a big, very big dog, and very, very black. And it was sitting there, not moving, just looking at him. And there was some sort of ominous sense about this dog. He wasn't usually scared of dogs, but he didn't fancy approaching this one. And so he turned aside and went round the long way after all through the gate. And from that day onwards, every time he went to or from his field, his cows, the dog was sat there. And it didn't move, it didn't bark, it didn't growl, it didn't look at him, it just sat there, giving off this ominous atmosphere. Very black, its tongue drooping out, big eyes, big sort of glowing eyes, eyes as big as dinner plates, as Hans Andersen would say. And so for several days, it might have been a week, every time he went to or from the field, he had to go around the long way. Until one day he happened to meet a friend, and him and his mate were going across the field, and he didn't like to back down in front of his friend. So he approached the dog and waved his arms and shouted at it, and it didn't move. And he didn't want to back down, although he was terrified, and so he put down his pails, took the yoke from off his shoulders, and walked towards the dog, waving it. "Be off, shout, go, shoo, go." And the dog didn't move. "You don't go off, I'll hit you with this big heavy yoke," he was saying. And the dog didn't move a muscle, just sat there, looking at him. And so the man picked up the yoke, swung it round, whacked it as hard as he could at the dog, and hit nothing. The dog disappeared into thin air, and it was never seen again. The man collapsed on the floor in a swoon, and he was still alive when they took him home, but he didn't live for very many more days. So that's the story of the Aylesbury Black Dog.